Saint Augustine commentary on the Gospel of John, chapter 6, verse 41 to 59 following. But what is this whom the Father shall draw, when Christ himself draws? Why did he say, whom the Father shall draw? If we must be drawn, let us be drawn by him to whom one who loves says, we will run after the odor of your ointment. Canticle of Canticles, chapter 1, verse 3. But let us, brethren, turn our minds to, and as far as we can apprehend how he would have us understand it. The Father draws to the Son those who believe on the Son because they consider that God is his Father. For God begot the Son equal to himself, so that he who ponders and in his faith feels and uses that he on whom he has believed is equal to the Father. This same is drawn to the Father, to the Son, is drawn of the Father to the Son. Arius believed the Son to be a creature. The Father drew not him. For he that believes not the Son to be equal to the Father considers not the Father. What do you say, Arius? What, O heretic, do you speak? What is Christ? Not very God, says he, but one whom very God has made. The Father has not drawn you, for you have not understood the Father, whose Son you deny. It is not the Son himself, but something else that you are thinking of. You are neither drawn by the Father nor drawn to the Son, for the Son is very different from what you say. For you said, Christ is only a man, he is not also God. The Father has not drawn him who thus believes. One whom the Father has drawn says, you are Christ, Son of the living God. Not as a prophet, not as John, not as some great and just man, but as the only, the equal, you are Christ, Son of the living God. See that he was drawn and drawn by the Father. Blessed are you, Simon, Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed it to you, but my Father, who is in heaven. Matthew chapter 16, verse 16 and 17. This revealing is itself the drawing. You hold out a green twig to a sheep and you draw it. Nuts are shown to a child and he is attracted. He is drawn by what he runs to, drawn by loving it, drawn without hurt to the body, drawn by a cord of the heart. If then these things which among earthly delights and pleasures are shown to them that love them, draw them, since it is true that every man is drawn by his own pleasure. Does not Christ revealed by the Father draw? For what does the soul more strongly desire than the truth? For what ought it to have a greedy appetite, with which to wish that there may be within a healthy palate for judging the things that are true, unless it be to eat and drink wisdom, righteousness, truth, eternity? But where will this be? There better, there more truly, there more fully. For here we can more easily hunger than be satisfied, especially if we have good hope. For blessed, says he, are they that hunger and thirst after righteousness. That is here, for they shall be filled. That is there. Therefore, when he had said, no man comes unto me except the Father that sent me draw him, what did he subjoin? and I will raise him up in the last day. I render unto him what he loves, what he hopes for. He will see what, not as yet by seeing, he has believed. He shall eat that which he hungers after. He shall be filled with that which he thirsts after. Where? In the resurrection of the dead. For I will raise him up on the last day. For it is written in the prophets, and they shall all be taught of God. Why have I said this, O Jews? The Father has not taught you. How can you know me? For all men of that kingdom shall be taught of God, not learn from men. And though they do learn from men, yet what they understand is given them within, flashes within, is revealed within. What do men that proclaim tidings from without? What am I doing even now while I speak? I am pouring a clatter of words into your ears. What is that I say or that I speak? Unless he that is within reveal it. Without is the planter of the tree, within is the tree's creator. He that plants and he that waters work from without. This is what we do. But neither he that plants is anything, nor he that waters, but God that gives the increase. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 7. That is, they shall be all taught of God. All who? Everyone who has heard and learned of the Father, come to me. See how the Father draws. He delights by teaching, not by imposing a necessity. Behold how he draws. They shall be all taught of God. This is God's drawing. Every man that has heard and has learned of the Father, come unto me. This is God's drawing. What then, brethren? If every man who has heard and learned of the Father, the same come unto Christ, has Christ taught nothing here? What shall we say to this, that men who have not seen the Father as their teacher have seen the Son? The Son spoke, but the Father taught. I, being a man, whom do I teach? Whom, brethren, but him who has heard my word? If I, being a man, do teach him who hears my word, the Father also teaches him who bears his word. And if the Father teaches him that hears his word, ask what Christ is, and you will find the word of the Father. In the beginning was the Word. Not in the beginning God made the Word, just as in the beginning God made the heaven and the earth. Behold how that he is not a creature, learn to be drawn to the Son by the Father, that the Father may teach you, hear his word. That word of him, say you, do I hear? In the beginning was the Word. It was not was made, but was. And the Word was with God, and the Word was God. How can men abiding in the flesh hear such a word? The Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. He himself explains this also, and shows us his meaning when he said, He that has heard and learned of the Father come unto me. He forthwith subjoined what we were able to conceive. Not that any man has seen the Father, save he who is of God, he has seen the Father. What is that which he says? I have seen the Father, you have not seen the Father. And yet you come not unto me, unless you are drawn by the Father. And what is it for you to be drawn by the Father, but to learn of the Father? What is to learn of the Father but to hear of the Father? What is to hear of the Father but to hear the word of the Father, that is, to hear me? In case, therefore, when I say to you, every man that has heard and learned of the Father, you should say within yourselves, but we have never seen the Father. How could we learn of the Father? Hear from myself, not that any man has seen the Father, save he who is of God, he has seen the Father. I know the Father, I am from him, but in that manner in which the Word is from him, where the Word is, not that which sounds and passes away, but that which remains with the speaker and attracts the hearer.